Hello, sweet mamas and daddies. I'm Nicole Danielle. I am a homeschool mama of 3 boys. I have one in college, one in 11th grade, one in 6th grade. We've been homeschooling since about 2016. Um, and yeah, so I've seen a lot of things. We've done a lot of things. We've made a lot of shifts. We've gone through a lot of sicknesses, weeks. I personally have some chronic disease that I am dealing with. It landed me in the hospital last weekend. I was released last Saturday, a week ago. It is Monday morning when I am filming this. It was hard. It was really hard. And so I wanted to kind of bring this out to you guys. I know that people struggle. I know that we go through things. A few years back, I haven't been super open about it. We went through some family trauma where my husband was out of the house for a little while, and some betrayals, and everybody kind of felt it. So it's time to kind of share these things with you guys. And so here we go. Let's jump into it. We've got some of my tried and true, some of my wisdom, some of my tips. And I think the first thing that I would like to say to you before I say anything else to you is, if you can continue on in your children's studies the way you have it laid out and planned out, perfect. Do that. If your heart's okay, your head's okay, the kids are okay, continue on if you can. It is also a traumatic event as well, to take something that your children have been doing really well at. They've got the hang of it. They've already learned the curriculum. You're halfway through the year, and then you're ripping it away from them because it's too hard for you to do. But also, I want to preface that with, but you can. You can if you can't do it anymore. And the things that are in my head right now are like, if you're teaching the math lesson and you simply can't do it any longer, your kids are doing great. They've been using Saxon their whole life. You're in level 5, 6, or 6, 5, and they are doing great, but you can't teach it anymore. So there are some things that you can shift. There are some ways that you can maneuver. You can go ahead and you can buy the Dive CDs, and you can plug those in, and somebody else can teach them their math lesson if you can still grade it. If you can't still grade it, maybe you can turn to a family member or a friend, and you can give them your kids' math lessons with the teacher book, and they can grade it at the end of the week or something like that. There are ways to do these things without deeply affecting your children more so than they already are. So, I also would like to give you the liberty and the freedom to just stop for the week. That's what we chose to do this past week. When mom goes into the hospital, for the first time, like, I've been to the ER a couple of times, which did not deeply affect my children. But this time I went in Thursday night, and I was there until Saturday. And so dad had to hold down the fort, and it really messed my kids up. They mentally, they're like, I cannot comprehend what I'm doing that's in front of me. And so we didn't. We took like Monday through Wednesday off. I didn't go to the schoolroom Sunday when I got home. I did not plan anything. I did not prep anything. It's like, they have lessons to do from the last week. And if they choose to do it, then that's what they choose to do. And we kind of had a free for all week, because that's what worked for us, and that's what you can do as well. So also, you can have a movie day. I'm not talking about like some crazy acute sickness. Of course, crazy acute sicknesses, everybody's throwing up, you're running a high fever, you're not getting out of bed. That's fine. That's not going to mess anybody up. This is why you homeschool, right? Because you're flexible and you've learned flexibility this whole time. But you can have a Netflix and chill day. You can have a movie day. You can compile all of the things that you've been wanting to watch. If your brain works anything like mine, you've got a list of a mile long of things that you really want your children to watch or you want to watch. Educational things, not educational things. You want to binge watch Little House on the Prairie? Go for it. Be my guest. Do that. Have a fun day. Have a pajama day. And then, like us, I know that I try to do a read aloud every day. And so if you're choosing not to take the week off, or it's going to be a couple of weeks where you're just not feeling well, you can look into purchasing that Audible on Audible. There's also a free version that has a ton of older books called Librivox. You can look there and you can see if you can find your book of choice. You can check out YouTube for the book. I've found a lot of them there. And that way you're not missing the chapters and you guys can listen to it together. Your child can still narrate. You can lay on the couch and you can still heal. I found myself really short of breath when I got back, and still I kind of am. And I couldn't comprehend things that were in front of me. Words were hard. Talking was hard. Anything that used any type of brain processing power was really difficult for me for a couple of days. And so that would have been an excellent choice. What happened was we skipped Narnia all week long, and then Thursday was the first day I went outside with my little one and I read a chapter, and then Friday I actually read all 3 of the last chapters because we really wanted to finish that specific book so we can move on next week. We were really enjoying that book. So if none of that's doable and you're looking at something chronic and you're looking at being out for a couple of weeks, have somebody step in, ask for help. Please ask for help. Utilize help. In-laws, parents, aunts, uncles, other homeschool friends. This is so important to have a community. I don't talk to homeschoolers every single day or even every single week or even every single month. But I know that there are people that are other mamas that are homeschooling right here in my neck of the woods, that if I called them and I said, hey, I can't do this anymore. We have 3 months left of school. Can you plan, like for instance, my high schooler, I plan his psychology coursework. I could give her several of them, my copies and my layout of what I've been doing for psychology, and I could ask them to go ahead and plan that for my child, and they would be able to do that. And so it's also if you can send your children to somebody else once a week, a grandparent, an aunt, uncle, a friend, another homeschooling mom. Hey, can you take my kids on Fridays? Check their work, assign other work, see if they need any help. And that way they're at home with you still and you're around, but she's double checking everything and she's helping you process through the things and the grief. This is very much focused on all of it. When mom is down, in any capacity, grief, loss, betrayal, trauma of any sort, chronic sicknesses, all of these things are geared towards that. Editing Nicole here. I just need to pop in and right here and just say that sometimes the best thing that you can do is dump the things, the fluff, dump all of it that you're doing and go strictly essential, whatever you deem essential. For me, it's English and math. English and math is essential, and Bible. I don't always include Bible because Bible's easy. Like, just read the Bible or listen to the next thing that you're listening to. Dump the fluff. I know I'm about to give you a long list of things that you can do instead of what you're doing, use these as like a reset, or if you need a week off, or if you guys are completely overwhelmed and you just need a day, like the hospital stay. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to just take the week off. This is why we homeschool. This is why we do what we do, because it's so flexible. But sometimes in the thick of it, sometimes when you can only get up and the highlight of your day was you brush your teeth, you only got out of the bed for your children because they need you. Dump the fluff. Do your English lesson, do your math lesson, and move on. And then do the videos, do the fun things, do the science lessons, cook, bake with your kids, get out of the house, go to the park, go to a friend's house, go get some coffee, crawl back in bed with your kids and binge Netflix. It's kind of two separate entities, but it all just kind of evolved into one video of the things that you can do in sickness, in trauma, in a traumatic situation. Probably should have been 2 separate videos, and I can go in deeper depth in something different, but I just needed to really say that my heart goes out to you if you're struggling, and just give you that freedom and that liberty to just do a reset. Dump the fluff, dump the music lessons, dump the art, dump the history, dump the science. It's okay. Get your kid that next book that they've been wanting. Get your kid a new Lego set. Get your kid a subscription to something that they're interested in. Ask them what they want to do. Because if you're hurting and something crazy is happening in your home, then your kids are hurting too. Like, they're not dumb. They know, even if you haven't told them what's going on. The husband's gone, or you guys have had to move out for some reason, or you're taking care of your sick parent, or something is happening. They're not stupid. They feel it. They're emotionally weighed down as well. So do yourselves all a big, huge favor and do a reset. Go internal, lean on God, pray about it, and see what He needs you to do. See what He wants you to do. And please, please ask for help. That's all. We're going to jump back into the video. So let's say that you need to shift completely. Something has happened. Most of the coursework is on you, and you need to make a big shift to get you through the end of the year. So here's a few ideas. Monarch. Monarch is where I turned when I pulled my kids out of public school, and we finished up the school year with Monarch. It's not free. It is very affordable for a family. You can pay per subject, or you can pay per family per month, and you can use it that way. They offer a lot of subjects, all of the subjects that you need, plus Hillsdale College is a really cool one. I've taken a couple courses. I'm using that right now to take a C.S. Lewis course. Check them out. They're completely free. They do donation based, like if you can donate to them. Our school that we use, our cover school that we use, loves Hillsdale College. They use it in their school program. They recommend it all the time. It's college level courses, and you can get high school credits for them. They're really cool. You can shift completely and take a break and drop all of your subjects that you're currently doing, K through high school. You really can, and go grab a unit study. Go check out Campfire Curriculum or Gather Around, and you can tweak those to meet your high schoolers' needs, and you guys can just take a break. Unit studies usually take about 3 to 4 weeks to do. and they're a beautiful reset point. Everybody's overwhelmed, everybody's struggling, nobody's okay mentally, and we just need a shift. And so I would recommend grabbing a unit study and just starting there and just doing that. Both of those include Bible and math and not a lot of English. Literature, yes, but those are really cool to do. You can check out Music in Our Homeschool. You can check out art lessons. Just have an art day or an art week or an art and music focused week. Chalk Pastel is a really good one that we love. It's art with Nana. You are an artist. It's Chalk Pastel. We love Nana. She was so sweet. We used her a couple of years ago, and my kids turned out some really, really cool pieces. You can check out YouTube. I think it's Art Hub for Kids. I think that's the one that I like. I'm not exactly certain. I don't remember. There's a lot of great art instruction on YouTube. Udemy and Outschool. And I won't recommend, I won't say those again. Udemy and Outschool. They are not free. I think you pay per course. And Udemy has all kinds of things: Hebrew, computer, foreign language, adult classes, anything you want to learn, you can probably find it on Udemy. And then Outschool, I've never used it. I've heard great things about it. There's also this thing called K-12. It is completely free. I looked it up. I've never used it. I know several people who do use it. K-12, and I looked it up and it popped up Tennessee. So, do you have a K-12 in your state? I don't know, but I know, I don't know if it's like that. I don't know if just my computer like knew that I was in Tennessee or what. Check it out. Go k12.com and see what happens for you. It's secular, and it is not Common Core. That's all I know about K-12. IXL is no longer free. When I was using it for my boys when they were younger, when they were in school, like public school, K through 3rd and K through 6th, they used IXL. So when I brought them home, we continued to use IXL because they liked IXL. It was free. It's no longer free. So there is a family membership that you can, it's like $10, $16, or $20. I've got it all written down. That's why I'm looking over here. I'm sorry. So the $10 gets you per month a single course, $16 gets you 2 subjects, and $20 per month gets you the core subjects. And then you can add on Spanish for $40, which is really interesting. I enjoyed IXL. My kids enjoyed IXL, but that was back in like pre-2018. I don't remember using it for my youngest when he started. I could have for kindergarten, stuff like that. I don't remember. There's also this thing called All-in-One Homeschool. All-in-One Homeschool is free, and you pick and choose what you do. It's a complete subject list, a complete year, all-in-one homeschool. That's why it's called All-in-One Homeschool. I have used them before. You can get workbooks and things like that, I think from Amazon, to go along with your subjects. You can print them out. And then there's something really cool that I found while I was searching for this video. There's a thing called Foundations for 9th grade, and there's a thing called Cornerstone for 12th grade, and it's like Life 101. And I really kind of regret not having I didn't know about it, so I can't have regrets. Foundations for 9th grade is like life skills, coping mechanisms. Go check it out. You have to go check it out. You have to go read about this. And Cornerstone was really cool, and I'm totally having my kid do it this summer. He's absolutely doing it. Or next year for his senior year. It was amazing. And then ABCmouse. I don't know if you guys know about ABCmouse, but all of my children have used ABCmouse. I turn it on to my preschoolers. If you're anti-computer, I'm sorry. The rest of this list is not going to be for you. I'm sorry. You can turn it off right now. ABCmouse is so fun. It is not free anymore. I was shocked and appalled that it was not free anymore. It's $13 a month or $45 for the year right now. So that $45 a year thing is awesome. It's worth $45 a year. AmblesideOnline, if you guys have been around any length of time, you know that I love AmblesideOnline. It's where I get all my literature picks from. If you're looking for something to read, as a reset, you just want to sit down with your kids and you want to read a book, or go to AmblesideOnline to find the book to purchase on Audible or look for on Librivox. Awesome way to do it. The way they are separated is by years, and then each year will tell you the time in history that they are in, and then all their book recommendations are from that time period. So you can kind of go through like that. Khan Academy, completely free. And I've utilized Khan Academy randomly throughout our homeschooling journey. And there's an overwhelming amount of options for Khan Academy, but my youngest has just told me that he is very interested in computer programming, and they have computer programming through Khan Academy. So guess what was about to happen? We were about to tack on some computer programming because he wants to make video games right now. So that's going to be my first go-to. Let's go to Khan Academy. There's also this thing called ABCya, ABCya, exclamation mark. Learning games, apps. I've utilized it a ton in the past. It's really cool. I like it. My littlest learned a lot of things on ABCmouse. He still played it up until last year, last year or the year before. And so they are preschool through 6th grade plus. That's the last thing I saw on there today when I was looking for it. The 6th grade plus has tons of games. They're fun games. They're very educational. Love ABCmouse. And then say you want to just take a day. Just take a day. We need a day. We need a day to reset. There are things called virtual field trips. I'm going to leave all these links below. I found this one on the educators spinonit.com. The educators spinonit.com. It's 30 plus virtual field trips for kids. I was digging through those and they are amazing. They send you to links to the museums or links to the YouTube material or links to whatever. And I went through and looked at like the Vatican. Wow, beautiful. Love that. So take a field trip and stay in your pajamas on the couch and blow it up on your big screen. And then so yeah, so some more ideas. Utilizing these next couple of things are going to require some pre-planning on your part, which is a beautiful idea anyway. When you're feeling good, go ahead and make a game plan. Make a week game plan, a fun week planned out before you need it, just in case for a backup and you never utilize it. That's perfect. Love that. But you have it in your toolbox just in case you end up in the hospital and somebody else has to educate your children for the week. YouTube. Put together a YouTube playlist of all kinds of things. You have a history period that you're studying this year. Utilize that. You have some science things that you're really wanting to get to, but you haven't gotten to yet. Add it to the YouTube playlist. And you have some music that you're working on hymns or things like that. Add it to the YouTube playlist. And that way, that year's backup plan is right there for you. And you can add all your hymns that you've already studied. You can add Bible verses. You can add all those things, and it can be like a refresher week for them. You can add new things in. You can add the songs that you've been learning. All the things. YouTube. Librivox. I told you about that already. Librivox, free. Because it's free, there are like random readers on there that I can't tolerate, but you might be able to tolerate. The quality isn't as great as Audible, of course, but it's free. It's there for you to use it. Audible, not free, but I love Audible. Podcast. Okay, so some podcast options. TED Talks. TED Talks for kids and family, both really great. History that doesn't suck. If you don't do anything, go check out that one. History that doesn't suck. It's hilarious. Not for younger children, but funny. Real Cool History for Kids by Angela Odell. I don't know if you guys know anything about Angela Odell. She's a big name in homeschool circles. Brains on Science podcast for kids. The younger ones might really enjoy this. I don't know that my older ones can tolerate it. It seems like it takes like 3 to 5 minutes to get to the actual show. And it starts with like a silly skit. And then it moves on to like the show content. And she always co-hosts with a child that has really cool themes and really cool discussion questions, but it's that entry. So like if you skip to like minute 5 and get to the show, awesome content. And then Lamplighter Kids Stories, Lamplighter Theatre. If you guys have never heard of them, go and check them out. Lamplighter Theatre. We have listened to several of their audio dramas. It's beautiful. The audio dramas, like way back in the day, before there was TV, Lamplighter Theatre, I'm in love. We have not actually listened to one of those in the last 2 years, and that's sad. And then, so some TV shows. I have 2 TV shows that are so fun that my family really enjoys. It's Mythbusters and Forged in Fire. I love Mythbusters and Forged in Fire. I can sit and watch Forged in Fire for hours on end. And I'm not sure if it's super educational, but it's awesome content. And your children might need to know how to make a sword or something in the future. So it's fine. Some subscription boxes are always a great idea. Some subscription boxes we used Kiwi CO. They've got great plans, great boxes. MEL Science, MEL Science. I have never used them. I've heard great things. I've watched other people use them. They love them. And I want to start utilizing those. RaisingRealMen.com with Hal and Melanie Young. I love them. They are amazing in the homeschool circles. In my world, they've definitely taught me a lot about boys, raising boys. The website is RaisingRealMen.com, and they have Craftsmen Crates. I've never used them. They look amazing. They're kind of pricey. What I do love, I wish I would have brought them down, is every homeschool conference we go to, I end up getting like wooden weapons for my kids. Expect my younger one now. My older ones are out of it, but my younger one loves the wooden weapons. Great quality. They last a very long time, unless the cat starts scratching on it. Yeah, our cat just ruined a sword. It's fine. Raddish Kids is a food-related crate. Universal Yums is fun. And there are like 100 more subscription boxes out there. But I just grabbed a couple of them that I've loved, tried, or have really wanted to try. If you're going through it, I'm sorry. My heart goes out to you. You're not alone. And you can do this. Just, you might need help. You might need help, and there's no shame in asking for help. There's no shame in reaching out. So when we were going through our marriage problems and everything was a mess, it was actually my oldest son's senior year, my middle son's 9th grade year, and I can't remember, it was 2 years ago. So 4th grade year. And it kind of messed my kids up. And so my senior was actually taking all dual enrollment classes. So I was totally hands-on with that. The one thing that I did do to help him through all of it was sit with him. He would do all of his dual enrollment classes in the living room, and I would just be with him and encourage him and walk past him and ask him how he was doing and how could I help and do you want me to edit that? That helped him get through his senior year. My freshman, I really relied heavily on somebody else to educate him That was the first year and the only year he's actually done an outside class from my home. It was another homeschool mom. It was a homeschool group, and that's really she ended up doing, they were doing Knotgrass history. And so they get history, English, and Bible credit all in one. And it was once a week. And because he was having to answer to somebody else, not me, the one that was struggling, the one that was emotionally processing, and I had like not a lot to give to my children, he did really well in her class. He was able to lean in on her, and they did cooking and they did art and they did all kinds of things. And that was the one class that he really did well in. And he came home to me and he struggled through his math. We actually ended up redoing that math the next year because of just the home. The home was just a mess. My fourth grader wasn't as emotionally affected as my older two. I think the older your children are, the more they understand, the more hurt that they are, and that's okay. And give them space and give them the help that they need to get through all of those things. But my fourth grader, we were able to do more together. We were already kind of established in the good and the beautiful and things like that. And so for me, what we ended up doing that year was really just like math and English and Bible. And that was our core. Like, that's what we did. Other things were just kind of like hit or miss for us. We did the things, we just didn't do them well, and we got through it. And so if you're like in massive survival mode and you can barely get out of bed and you haven't showered in a week and like all you can do is get up and just brush your teeth, I would just highly encourage you to just get up out of bed, because your children need you. Brush your teeth and do the best that you can, and take all the time that you need, and ask for help. If I haven't said that enough throughout this video, then I'm sorry, but you need to ask for help, because we're humans and we were designed by our Creator for fellowship and for togetherness. And we were never designed to do this alone, to do this life alone. And so if you find yourself doing this life alone, you need to reach out to more people. And people suck and they hurt you. But that is our lot in life, and find a different person who doesn't suck. Get a community and enroll your kiddos in a local homeschool co-op, and they're out of the house for a couple hours. You get out of the house for a couple hours, and let that be your launching point. So there you go. Okay, so that's all that we have today. I'm so grateful that I got to spend some time with you guys today. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It really does help me show back up for you guys. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Share this with a friend if you found the video helpful. If you have any other tips or tricks, I would love to hear from you in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. But that's all for now. I try to show up every Monday. I don't always show up every Monday for you guys, but I would love to start showing up every Monday for y'all. So yeah, so Abba willing, I will see you guys next week. Bye for now.